Probably X Happens or Chicago. X Happens just because I think it was probably the best show I've ever worked on, and not just because I stage managed it.
I'll say Spinning Yarn was the best product. The best thing that resulted in our efforts.
Okay.
I'll say my favorite show to work on was Company. Great chemistry.
I think that... Well, I mean, I think that the New Works festivals are always my favorite shows. Just because the level of, like, collaboration and the level of expression that we get to, experiment with that really no other show lets us get into. I think that that's just really special, and it's something that nobody else in Portland has, so I think that we're just really lucky to have that.
Chicago.
Why?
Oh god, everything about, well, okay, except for the beige. Everything else about it was great.
Okay.
No, I think that the cast at times bonded a lot better than the other cast did. I think
Was X Happens.
Why?
Because just start to finish, everyone got along really well. And it was really fun. There was minimal drama and minimal problems. And it was just a really fun show. It was a good group.
I think my favorite show was The Importance of Being Earnest, to be honest with you. Because, like, I worked with Nick, and, like, all of the seniors were there, and it was just, like, super fun, and, like, basically, like, everybody I liked was in that show. And, like, it was, I feel like that, like, kind of was the show my freshman year. And, yeah, those people were really cool.
I remember I saw Company, which I really liked. I thought just everybody was just really good at everything. I don't know, there's lots of singing. And I don't know, I dig the musicals. I liked how I always sat in the front row, so people would be like, oh, and it felt like, like 3D motion pictures, if 3D motion pictures were really 3D.
There was, when I was in Murder's My Business, there was a line I said before I exited with Hunter Brown, where I said, like, oh, Mr. Shane, I could kiss you for being so understanding. And he went, oh, thanks. And it was just, like, a funny, flirty moment. And then there was just be a knock on the door. And then one night, the knock didn't come. And then Hunter and I just leaned for, like, 45 seconds. And then the knock came, and I still kind of want to shoot Nick Newton-Boom for that.
Oh. The first play I did, The Importance of Being Earnest, I was the first person to go out stage in the beginning, and my cue to go out was a blackout. And so I was, off backstage waiting to go on, and there was a blackout, and I went on, but it turned out there was something wrong with the light board, so they had just turned the entire thing off. And so there I was, like, standing ready to do my lines and everything, and then, like, the house lights come on, and everyone sees me, and so I just have this look of fear on my face, and I just, like, run off, like, as quickly as I can.
One time during X Happens, I tried to plug in the Christmas lights, and it didn't work. And then the whole show was ruined, pretty much.
Oh, there was the fun little disco show during Christmas Carol. I just remember being backstage and noticing that when the lights were off, and Ian comes out, Jacob Marley! And then there's just no lights. So it worked, but nobody but the techs, I think, noticed when the LEDs turned on and it went all disco on us.
It was my first show, and I was really just committed and ready to do it. My super cool monologue, and I run on stage and I perform my monologue, and it's not my scene.
I think it was Lines, because I played Chelsea, who was an amazing character to play. She was hilarious. I helped create her, and she had this amazing arc where she started off at the bottom and she ended at the top, and I loved it.
Definitely Randy in They Fell. I really love just like channeling that gay energy and coming out.
I really enjoy being on Run Crew. It's a lot of fun to be backstage with the actors during shows.
I really loved Penelope. That was just because it was the character that's pretty close to me.
To your heart.
To my heart.
Yeah.
And it was hard. It was the first role that I played that was even somewhat close to who I was, because up until that point I had been playing weird characters or like very caricatures.
Right.
And this was a caricature, but it was a caricature of myself.
Probably I like stage managing best just because I like
watching the show go from like initial idea with no actors, just a director and a stage manager, to like pressing a button and then like this giant like weird exorcism scene happens with like.
Oh my gosh. Well, he let me be an ASM without having any experience whatsoever, so that's really
That is
cool.
something.
I really cannot thank him enough for giving me that experience because it was just so out of the blue that I had any interest, I think, and I don't know if that happens a lot in theater, but he really gave me a shot, and I really don't know how good I was, but I really enjoyed it, and it's really cool of him to like put a little bit of faith in just a rando who sends him an email.
I would like to thank Mr. Perenboom for just being like a great teacher and just kind of like being there like all 4 years of high school for me, and he's always there to like have a laugh or like walk in at the worst time and just make it funny, and yeah, no, like he's always just been like a really fun teacher to have in person to be around.
Just for making an awesome program, for being the figurehead of, and just like standing with us to make sure that the arts in schools are there, and doing a great job.
I had kind of like a panic attack last week, and he saw me crying outside of his window and like texted me to make sure I was okay, and then went out like actively looking for me. And like texted me to like follow up, and like he came and checked on me like the next day too, like just to like make sure I was okay, and it was like the sweetest thing.
That's fantastic.
It's like, it's weird to have a teacher who actually cares that much about like just what's up with you when you're not even like in his classroom.
I'd love to thank him for not only being like a mentor, you know, or director, or even a teacher, because I've had him all 3 years here, but being a person, and you know, not taking the authority role so far that he forgets that kids are more, you know, a lot of us are adults now, or at least have the capabilities of acting like adults, and he never patronizes you, and you don't ever feel like he's talking down, and I really appreciate that he can be a person to students.
I mean, he runs this department, so if it weren't for Mr. Perenboom and probably the enthusiasm that he brings, like his pep talks before each show are amazing. I haven't known him for very long, but he's a great guy.
You, perhaps?
For letting me audition and telling me that the only way that I knew I wouldn't get a part is if I didn't audition at all.
Yes, I feel like I owe so much to Jim. I think everybody kind of goes through this in high school, but like at the beginning, my freshman and sophomore year, I like had a lot of emotional and psychological stuff going on, and I was in a really awful place, and I would like come to the theater and feel like this is like the place where I'm supposed to be, and I just like felt so at home, and Jim was like, I feel like I owe him so much for that like, and if that was just me, and I know that other people have been there, like I know that he has been such a huge help for so many kids and has probably like saved them from themselves so many times throughout his time here. So I feel like I owe a lot to Jim because this department has affected me so profoundly.
Perfect. I like performance, I like theater, I love watching it, and I've always thought, you know, the people doing it must be really cool, interesting people. When I did Christmas Carol my sophomore year, I met a lot of my friends through that, and even though I didn't do any more productions until now, you know, like a lot of my friends came from that, so I guess I wanted to meet some more interesting, talented people, and then pretend like I was also interesting and talented for a short period of time.
Actually, my friend Catherine. Well, originally, like, when I was, like, really young, I always liked the idea of being involved in things, being behind the scenes. I would go see a play and be like, you know what, I want to be a part of that. And being able to, like, go through the, you know, personnel only, like, kind of things like that.
In 8th grade, I did, just for fun on a whim, a production of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and I fell in love with tech work, and I got to work with Kent Anderson on that show, and he convinced me to go for Lincoln Drama, and when I got here, I knew that this was the place for me.
There was a play, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, that I did, and I had never done any play before or anything, but me and Ryan Fujita decided that we wanted to crew for it. So we showed up one Saturday in the middle of rehearsal and just like, all right, we're going to put some props on stage. And we went for it, and it was a lot of fun. And that kind of like what got me started into theater. And then freshman year, me and my friend Matt Davis, we decided to audition for The Importance of Being Earnest together. And I think since then, that kind of just like pushed me into theater in a way that continued on all 4 years.
When I was a child, I wanted to be an actor, but that never happened. So after seeing Chicago, I was like talking to some people, I don't know, maybe Lily. I was like, that looks like a lot of fun. And people were like, you're auditioning for the next one. And I was like, I'm auditioning for the next one. So that's what
I had some friends doing drama, and I'd seen some Lincoln shows that I really liked and appreciated, and I remember I said this when we were like introducing ourselves for Chicago, but I just said that I really liked storytelling in any form, and that's still true, and I think like the easiest way to put it, I just really like it.
Was freshman year. I came to and ushered for every single showing of The Importance of Being Earnest. And I sat there thinking, wow, these guys are so cool. I want to do that. And then for the rest of the year, I tried out for shows for real, and then I chickened out at the last minute and wrote incentive points. So, yeah, took me a while, but Earnest, really.
I think ever since freshman year, I would have liked to be involved, but it's hard to build that confidence. So, I mean, awesome for you freshmen for getting involved. But I've always wanted to be involved in the department, but I just didn't have a ton of confidence. And I did a couple auditions, but timing never quite worked out. And then at the end of my junior year, I just decided now's the right time, and I just auditioned, and it was great, and I was relaxed, which I'd never really been before, and but I think I've always been involved in terms of, I've always appreciated it and supported it, but I didn't have that confidence to act myself until I was a little older. I'm gonna miss the, sense of community, I think. I've been on Cabinet for 3 years, and I've done a lot of shows and stuff, and I feel like I always come back and it's, the same, and I know what my role is, and there's just, this sense of, being where I'm supposed to be, and just stuff like Techie Chocolate and the Virgin Sacrifice, and sitting out in that hallway with our legs extended, touching feet with everybody else, those are things that I will miss, because not all of these people are my best friends in the whole world, and I probably won't keep in contact with most of them, but those little things that are so in my mind unique to Lincoln Drama I'm really going to miss. And also, I mean, I'm not planning on going into theater, so I think I love the whole production process. So I'm going to miss that, and just the people. I have been here for 4 years and doing drama for 4 years, and I feel like we've all gotten to this place where we are so much more mature. I think back to freshman year, and we were so much farther than we were then, and I don't think I realized it at the time, but now I look back on it, and these people have seen me grow from this annoying, obnoxious little freshman to an adult functioning person, and so I think that's it's going to be really strange to leave that.
Oh boy, I'm gonna miss the people. The shows get stressful, but people really show their true colors when they're really stressed out, and when they're, but stressed out in a good way, just really want to do well at something. People really show who they are, and I feeling I know people on a deeper level than just acquaintances, the person you nod at in the hallway. Mm-hmm. You know, feeling I can talk to somebody and know about their lives a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
The stage. I literally if I could destroy the building, I would just take it and maybe the Chicago sign.
This theater has become, a bit of a, it's not as much of a surrogate home as it is, I know, to a lot of theater kids. I know all the techies who have spent countless more hours here than I have will miss this place like crazy. But, I'm going to miss the people a lot. I'm going to miss the amount of hours I have spent in this theater. I will miss, the way that you can get so comfortable on one of these chairs when you want to take a nap. Totally. And I will miss sitting backstage and the lights come on for the first time. I will miss that sensation of being backstage and being yourself and stepping on stage into the light and being completely somebody else.
I guess like that feeling of relief you get when you get to just like whip off all of your clothing after your scene is over and just.
No, definitely the community, the people, like kind of when I was freshman looking up to the seniors, and as a senior kind of trying to mentor the freshmen. I know I'm like totally giving them unsolicited advice all the time, but I
great.
love doing it because, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I guess I had never acted before, so the thing that launched me into it was just the discovery of that. Just what is that like? What is acting like? And so I went in for the discovery, and then I just I continued because of the love.
I think that the trust, I've been here for so long, and I've done so much with these people that they trust me, and I have a certain like knowledge of the space, and it's really nice to just come in and know where everything is, and know that those people trust you with all of that knowledge. I mean, I know every square inch of that theater, and I can perform on it, and I can change a light on it. I've built things and I've torn them down. It's just like I know it. And coming in and just like knowing it like the back of your hand is a wonderful thing. And no other like theater I'm gonna know like that. Just like the way I do, and like be allowed to like work in it the way I have here. I've been a technician and I've been an actor, and just knowing the space like I do, just coming in and knowing that everything is going to be where I left it, where to find it, even if it takes longer because people put things wherever they want them. But yeah, like sitting in like the auditorium seats, and just like knowing that they're just like the most uncomfortable things you've ever like let your butt on, and just like, yep, like this is mine, like I own it, and I'm not gonna own it anymore. It's gonna belong to like the younger generation, and that's gonna be hard. I'm gonna miss that.
I'm just gonna miss kind of the group effort we all had, and the way that we all as students like work together and communicate and like link up in a way that I don't see anywhere else, where we're all like moving towards the same goal, and we all interact with each other and support each other in such a way that we all want the best for each other, and because of that we just get the best product possible at the end. And I think that's so unique, and I don't know if I'm going to find that anywhere else.
The awkward nods of acknowledgement in the hallway when we're passing each other.
No, about drama.
Yeah.
I think I'll miss the craziness of everything. Just the week before a show, you have no idea how everything's going to get done, because it seems like nothing has gotten done to that point, and there's so much to do, and then it just all magically happens before opening night, and it's a great feeling.
I'm gonna miss the people the most, I think. Oh, I'm still gonna cry. Oh, I can feel it. Okay. I'm going to miss the people and having a place in academics where I can excel. It's been really great.
I'm gonna try to keep writing plays, and I'm gonna be going to Oberlin College and definitely take some classes, sure. And their auditorium is lovely, so I'd love to be able to act in that space.
Next year, I'm going to be going to Chapman University as a BA in theater technology, and I want to double major with a BFA in film production. And this summer, actually, I'm going to work at an opera camp as a production assistant in Austria. So, yeah, I'm excited about that one.
I was actually recently cast in a movie that's shooting over the summer, and I don't think I would have gotten the job if I hadn't had the acting experience I had had here.
I'm going to study musical theater in Chicago for a couple weeks over the summer, which I'm really excited about, and then I'm going back to that same school to study theater for the next 4 years, so I'm really, really excited.
Going to University of Wyoming.
What are you going to do there?
I'm planning on majoring in psych, but I'm probably also going to do theater.
Well, I'm going to college, which is exciting.
Good job.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I made sure to go to a school where theater wasn't like a major. So the theater program at the college I'm going to is a theater program. And some people do, major in theater. but not everyone, and they make sure they're very inclusive. So even people like me, who I don't want to be an actor when I grow up. I don't want to do that with my life. I want to do something else. But because I love theater, and I'd still like to continue with it for as long as I can.
I am pursuing theater at Oregon State, and I am considering actually directing professionally.
I'm going to be going to Portland State, where I'm studying filmmaking and graphic design, and hopefully studying theater on the side.
Well, I'll be going to Boston University to study theater, hopefully stage management. So I'm really excited for that, to keep doing this for the rest of my life.
Well, I'm going to U of O. That's exciting. Going with Ian Anderson. Me and him are gonna wreak havoc on that town and that university. So I'm excited for that. But other than that, nothing too special to report.
Okay. I hope to continue theater actually, because I don't know, it's so much fun.
Next year, I will be attending George Washington University in DC.
I'm nannying, I guess, in Paris for 9 months. What? So I'll be using a lot of my tech skills for that.
I'm gonna be taking a gap year, so I'm gonna come and see every single show, of course. And I don't know. I'm probably gonna be staking around Portland, so I'm gonna see a bunch of people still, but a lot of people I won't.
I'm planning on working on an organic farm in Hawaii for 4 months, and then I'm coming back for a few months, and then I'm going to Europe to travel, and then I will probably go to college somewhere, and I'm going to be going into childhood education, and that's what I'm going to be doing. No theater, probably.
I'm taking a gap year. I'm traveling. I'm working with some human rights organizations, hopefully, and yeah, I am doing what I want to do for like the first time, so I'm excited.
If I could just leave my body.